Taylor asks, what's been the biggest key in establishing Charity Water's story? How have you been able to connect so well?
Oh man, I think the biggest key was understanding what people thought was wrong about charities. And I think that's true for a lot of entrepreneurs. They start and say, what problem, am I trying to solve?
I apologize. For a lot of people, and there's so many youngsters, and these are things that maybe you just aren't aware of, one of the things that people start really worrying about is, wait a minute, if I give $1, why is the cause only getting 14 cents?
Yep.
Why is the thing only getting 31 cents? And you start unwinding, wait a minute, big salaries, bureaucracy, politics, kickback, like really gnarly stuff. And that is absolutely, take it from somebody who came from very little. When you work your face off to amass what you have, if you're giving it away to things, you really want to feel good about where it's going. And a lot of people struggled with that. And I would say that was an absolute pillar for you guys.
And that was problem number one. So 42% of Americans don't trust charity. Like, think about that. We have this amazing heritage as this giving country. We
are a
take
giving
care,
country.
But almost half of the people that could give don't trust the system. And it's all around money.
Yep.
So that was really problem number one.
I don't trust the mainstream system.
And a lot of people don't.
I actually have said this. I actually think you and 2 or 3 others' biggest impact ever is that you guys have become the cool versions for the next generation, and every kid growing up right now wants to have an organization that's more transparent, and that you guys will all solve and tackle and move the ball in your causes. But your impact on all the 13 to 22-year-olds right now that look up to the 3 or 4 organizations that are the most progressive, that you have been at the forefront of, I think your impact is far greater on what you do to the entire landscape of NGOs than just the mission you have here.
Well, that was the vision at the beginning, was to reinvent charity. So most people just know us through the mission, and I believe those are very different. The mission is to give clean drinking water, make sure there's a day when we are not doing this interview talking about water. Our kids who are about the same age are growing up, and my team is not coming into their school showing pictures of kids drinking nasty water. So that's the mission. But you're right, the vision was to do charity differently. Charity is a virtue. And there's a lot of talk these days about like good businesses and there is a role and a place for pure philanthropic capital. There are companies out there that are trying to solve the water crisis through selling bottled water. They sell a $2.30 bottle of water and 5 cents goes. Okay, well, it's better just to get a bunch of people to give 5 cents, or instead of buying the water. So I believe there's a place
like every
for it.
model. You have certain people that start with a good mission at hand, where buy one, give one, and then every huckster comes along and here, I want to raise $15 million for my umbrella company. Gary, good news for everybody who buys an umbrella. I'm going to give an umbrella to some kid that doesn't need it. So it becomes tactics over religion.
But that was it. So 100% of the public's money would be the way we'd solve it. We would go find a group of visionary people who didn't distrust charity, and we would get them to fund the staff and the operations that we would have. That's a group of 110 people today, many who have been on your show. I know you and your wife have been long-term supporters of that, but it's a very simple model. There are 2 bank accounts. 110 people pay for the overhead. 1 million people have been able to give in a pure way. So we say, you don't trust where the money's going? How about this? 100% of your money. We even pay back credit card fees. This costs us hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So if someone were to give $100 on their Amex.
Because Lizzie and I, you can give your $17 and every one of the, I'm not joking, and every one of those pennies goes to.
And we don't get 17, we get 1681. We actually take your money to make up the difference so that every dollar can go to the field. And then we just tried to
19 cents, Steve.
we just tried to connect people to the impact that was having, because money was not fungible, because these bank accounts were separate and they were audited separately. We could track dollars. So I could say to a kid, to your daughter, she did a birthday campaign. She can see the actual photos and GPS.
Before we go here, and I need to move this along, the birthday campaign. I don't want to miss it. Before we get into it, this was a monumental thing from afar, from a marketing standpoint.
We got lucky. We stumbled into it.
But just instead of giving the full story, and you can look this up and Google it, but give them at least what it is.
People, instead of throwing a party, we're accepting gifts because we have enough crap and we get stuff we don't even need for our birthday, and we don't really need parties.
It's your 33rd birthday.
You donate it and you ask for your age in dollars.
Right. So you ask your
33-year-olds ask for $33.
Send an email blast, a social media post. Instead of getting me a gift, give $33 to this.
And 7-year-olds ask for $7, and 89-year-olds ask for $89. This has helped over 1 million people get water.
I was just going to say, what has been the impact of this campaign?
The average person raises $1,000 from 15 of their friends. So just
Right.
imagine that idea. 1 million birthdays could be $1 billion for clean water.
Right, because not everybody gives just $33 on the 33rd birthday.
Some
gives
add a
200.
zero,
Yeah.
some give $3
Right.
and 30 cents. But every dollar goes, and then everybody
Who was
can
the first
see where it
person to do
goes.
that?
So I was birthday number 1 on my 32nd, but then this 7-year-old kid in Austin starts knocking on doors, and he raises 22 grand. And then we're like, holy crap. And then Jack Dorsey did 3 birthdays, and Will Smith did their birthday.
And away we went.
And away we went. And 89-year-olds, Nona Ween, gave up her 89th birthday and wrote a mission statement and said, you know, I'd like other people to have the chance to turn 89. You know, it's a really beautiful idea. Our birthdays can help other people actually have more birthdays. So, yeah, you can actually pledge charitywater.org/birthdays, even if your
Link it
birthday's
up.
a year from now. You've done them. I've
Yep.
done 7 now. Your kids, it's
Yep.
a great thing.
Half birthdays.
Half birthdays. I like that.
Yeah, 26.
We've-
and a half.
Are you going to
Way
raise
there.
$26.50?
Yeah, why not?
Done. You're up. Book it.